Hey everybody, this is Pramita here. Today I'm going to do a different kind of video. This is not a flip through, but it is a kind of decorate the cover sort of thing. So this is a journal that I did show before. I had been using this as my reflections sort of thing. I don't want to name it any particular type. I don't want to put it in some kind of group. It was just something that I was playing with. I was trying to do a lot of things. I was trying to experiment on a few things, and I just played with colors and a few things that I wanted to practice, mostly faces. I don't know if you can see it. I'll just make sure that you do. So I think now it's in the view. So I was playing with a lot of things, and I thought of doing the cover. I have finished this journal. As you can see, I've tried doing some charcoal faces. I've done this in charcoal pencils. I like the color effect of the charcoal pencils. Now I also am planning on doing a prep with me sort of video. This is very easy. I just plop some watercolors, and then I do whatever suits my fancy. So these are some of the charcoal faces that I've done. I hope this is in view, and I'm planning on practicing a few more. So, and these are some of the washi from Diane Reevely. This is some junk mail that I got. So I have not decorated this cover yet. I finished this journal, and right now what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on collaging a lot of bits and bobs that I have in my stash on the cover, and I want you people to come along with the process. So that's the idea behind this, and I'm just going to go through my stash once again. I have a lot of random scraps. I'm just going to bring them out. Some don't have any rhyme or reason, and some can be repurposed or reused. So I'm just taking these out so that I can work with them. So as you can see, it's a bunch of scrap, and I plan to collage them on this cover. Maybe I'm going to pull a few more things from my stash, and let's see. I have not planned anything as such. We'll go along the way and see what I can do. So the first thing first, I just want to choose some title things that I would like to use, and I want to use this. No, I can use this. This is a pretty bright color, like so. And then I might go in with, I'm just placing the papers in no order at all. I'm just going to go through the stash and see what I can do. So it's like so. So I can put it over here. And this can be like this. So okay, so what I can do is I can just begin with tiny scraps a little bit and then work on some bigger pieces. I do have some bigger pieces over here in this tub, and I'll go through that in a minute, and you'll see how things come to shape. So the first things first, I have some PVA glue over here, and I'm just going to put some glue on this. Now before I make any more mess, I would like to put some, I generally make a huge mess, but this time around I'm being very careful. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of precautionary measure before I glue anything down. I'm just going to glue some part up, and this is just Mod Podge glued down, watered down a little bit, tiny bit. If you want, you can put water. I'm just putting a little bit on top. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to use at the beginning, so that's one of the reasons why I am doing this. I might go in with this at first. Okay, so this is the first piece that I'm putting, and then I might go in with another bit like so. I'm just putting the pieces randomly. I just want to use up these scraps, and all said and done, let's see how much I can go through the stash. Okay, so here I am. I'm working. Now I might go in with a little bit of glue in the middle just to make it stick a little bit. I will go through glue on the top also. I can't work and talk at the same time, so sometime I might stop talking altogether. So let's see. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm putting all sorts of scraps which I won't be able to use anywhere else. Now if something is sticking outside, don't worry, I will chop it off and be done with it. So I do have some scraps, and I'm going to layer this. Okay, so actually I want this word to do, and I don't want this part. Okay, so that's done, and I am going to use this also. I had done a cover very similar to this long time back for a friend of mine. She also loves scraps and loves collage stuff like so, and she was pretty pleased with what I had done. So this time around I'm pretty brave to try something like this. So now you can see I'm just gluing something on top of the other. I don't know if it's making sense, but I am just trying something. As you can see, I have just given shape to some items over here. Now I had this strip from the She Blooms collection of Illustrated Faith, and I didn't throw it out. I wanted to use it, and here I am. So this is how I'm going to add stuff and then layer a little bit of glue on top, and you'll see how things go from here. I have a piece of sticker from a sticker shop. I'm just going to use it over here. It says Sticker Bloom. It's the name of a shop, I think. Yeah. And I'm just taking the backing off, and I am going to use it over here. You'll see. Yeah. So that's that. And there's a lot of pink around here. I would not want so much of pink anyways. It seems pink is the theme of this color. I have not chosen any theme, anything for that matter. I'm just taking the cue from the scraps that I have, and I'm just layering them up. I'm just putting them in random fashion, as you can see, and I'm just adding scraps. I might go in with a bit of a bigger scraps, but not right now. So I have been asked quite a lot of times how I collage. Now this is no big deal. This is no big rocket science or something of that sort. I just layer them up and I see what works basically. If it is pleasing to my eye, I do that. I completely follow my gut instinct. I don't follow basically any rule. Whatever pleases my eye, and I do that. So that's that, and I have a little bit of torn piece. I'm just going to move my notebook a little bit at the top so that you can see what's happening around here, and I'm just going to glue this over here, and I'm just going to layer a little bit of glue on top so that if I want I can stick something. This I think is a paper bit that I can use. This is a pretty sturdy cardstock and it refuses to stick. Okay, so I might go in with another layer of glue. I'm not sure yet. So as you can see, I'm using all random scraps, and I don't know, I maybe after this session I will throw away some of the scraps that have not been used, because that means they cannot be used anymore. That's that. So I'm using the scraps, and as you can see I'm just layering a bunch of stuff. This is going to be the background because I am going to put something on top, but I've not decided what that would be. Let's see what happens. So this is a tag sort of thing. I had a label. I hope this is in the view, and this I'm going to put a little bit of glue on top. So I'm also going to put this on top. So okay, so it's a bit slippery with all the glue around, and hopefully it's going to come out okay. So this is another tiny bit that I'm going to chop off and add over here. As I told you, this is not going to be the whole thing. I might put something on top of this, and I'm not sure what it would be right now, and let's see what happens, because I'm trying to finish up this front part, and I also have another strip like so which I would like to use over here. And the funny thing is it has little holes that was actually repurposed from a 6-hole binder ring sort of thing, but I didn't throw it away. I didn't have the heart to do that, so I might use this a little bit. So I'm tearing pieces randomly and I'm placing them on the cover just to cover up the brown paper, and basically the cover has come to some kind of semblance, and I might use something. Okay, so this is a graphic 45 word written out here. I'm sorry, this is upside down. So this is graphic 45. I might go in and put it over here just to cover the brown space. So I'm putting it down over here. It says graphic 45, and I'm just going to stick this, and this cover is more or less done. I have a tiny spot over here which I want to cover, and let's see what I can use. I do have a few things over here in this stub, but basically I want to use all that I had in my stash. So this is actually a post-it, and I'm going to use this butterfly. So I'm just going to tear this part up. I'm just going to tear this part up and use it over here. So I'm just going to put it over here. My cover is basically done, and you can see how easily you can put your cover together. Now on top of that, I would like to put some sort of a book page piece, or now let me put this aside for a while so that it dries up, and let me go through the book page box. and choose whatever we would use. And I have a few stuff over here that I can use. Let me go through that. So this is a tedious process, you might think, but I might choose this or something. This will be too big. These are some book pages that I have. I can use this. Needs to be seen. Whatever suits the page will go. And let me see. So there are a few stuff over here that I might use. And needs to be seen. I always want to use up the scraps because they become a headache to me, at least, because I can't throw them out. That's one big issue I have. Now this is too big. I can add. Now this is too small. I don't want to add too much. I just want to go through this. No, this will be too big. So I might add something of this sort. So let me see. Okay, so I have chosen a few stuff like so. These are all from a few botanical books that I have. And what I do is, when I'm not so busy, I generally fussy cut these out and keep them in this box so that I can use them later on. And they come in pretty handy. So, you can try this if you can buy a few botanicals books from the thrift stores. And another thing I also do is I use a lot of Tim Holtz tissue paper. Now I will show you how the tissue papers act. Now I have two tissue papers. These are pretty old, and I don't think Tim Holtz comes out with these tissue papers anymore. But what I can do is I can layer a tiny bit just to add dimension. Like I would want this portion on my notebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this part up. Okay, so this is the part that I want. I can tear this part up because I already have a butterfly theme sort of going, and I can tear it into two parts because I don't want this to be too big. So I can put it like so, one over here and the other somewhere around here. Okay, so this can go in a little bit above, like so. And the book pages that I have chosen, illustrations that can go like this. So you have a ton of things going on, it may seem, but hopefully they will come together. So let me start gluing these two. Now these Tim Holtz tissue paper was a great find, because what I tend to do is, when I don't have much to write, I usually layer the cover up with these tissue papers and they work out fine. So this is one of the things that I tend to do. I'm just going to put some glue on top and end this. Okay, and I might put this over here. So that's that, and I hope you like this video. If you like this, then please give it a thumbs up, and I will continue doing such chit chat sessions or tip sessions, or putting together scrappy envelopes in future also. So if you want to see more of this, then please subscribe to my channel and support me. So bye everybody. Thank you for watching.